All right. Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. I am at a special vendor sit-down today with my boy Dane from Reunion Marketing. Dane, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's good to see you as always.
Dude, always awesome. So I have been wanting to get you on the show for a while. We tried to connect down in Denver. Dude, tell me about your car business journey, all right? I know you're on the Reunion team. Talk to me about how you got here and what you make of this ridiculously crazy world that we work in.
So my journey is an eclectic and wild one. I was a high school English teacher for a while.
Okay.
Networked my way into working for the Department of Defense as a communications specialist.
Nice.
Went back to teaching, and then whenever I left teaching, I went for about 4 months without a job.
Okay.
I was like, I have my degrees, I have this work history, things are gonna be great. 4 months, Burger King wouldn't hire me, Wendy's, I couldn't even be a waiter. So no one hired me, so I interviewed at Leith Automotive in Raleigh, North Carolina, in their marketing department, talked to our now CEO, Dave Sponeke, and this guy, Thomas. And so I interviewed with them, they said, we'll let you know in 4 days, if we're gonna hire you. 7 days went by, and I was like, shit, I'm not getting it. So I packed up my car. I was already living in a friend's apartment with all my stuff packed in there. Packed up my car, I called my mom, said, Mom, I'm coming home. Hung up the phone. As soon as I hung up the phone rang, and Dave Sponeke hired me at Leith.
Okay.
So, don't want to give you too much of a long-winded story there. So then I worked at Leith as a writer, moved up to editor.
Now I'm gonna stop you there.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Last
absolutely.
night we were talking with Chad, and Chad said the reason that you guys used to dominate SEO was back in the day before Google had the rules about numbers of pages a day. Dane would just sit an SEO code for he made it sound like you run 24-hour cycles. But I could just imagine you with your eyes bugged out of your head, computer. So was he embellishing, or was he giving us the truth of what Dane was doing early on?
Early on,
it was SEO world.
It was just pump out as much content as possible, as many words on the page, as much as we can. I was literally writing about 22 pages of content per day, bare minimum. So just cranking out, and then I'll fast forward to even when we started Reunion. When we first started Reunion, I wasn't able to be brought on full-time right away.
Sure.
So I was working at a global agency called McCann at the time, and so whenever I was doing my day job, then at night I would write even more for Reunion. So I'd do my copywriting during the day, and then from 6 p.m. to midnight, I'm writing 20 pages for Reunion Marketing. So that strategy kind of flowed over that early, early stages of our strategy. That carried over from Leith into Reunion. So yeah.
So now as Reunion, here you guys are. How many years are we in?
Almost 4.
Almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. We got ourselves a couple hundred dealers. We're doing the job. What do you take away from this industry? As much as you've been in it for the last 6 years, 7 years, right?
About that, yeah.
From that. What do you take away from it, man? What do you think of it?
It's a great industry that has really great people, and it feels like from some experience, there are unfortunately some people who still embody that stigma that I think car dealers have, but there are so many people that outnumber that. For every one bad apple, there's 1,000 good people that I've met. And really, it feels like the industry, especially the past few years, so I know you've been in it a lot longer than I have, naturally, but it feels like from when we started about 6-7 years ago, dealers have embraced a lot of new processes and marketing and even culture. It feels like people are really listening to how do you create a better business to retain your salespeople. Whereas from what I've heard, it seemed like there was a lot more churn back in the day. You could speak more to the truth of that, but
there was. But here's the thing: is that we're all trying to get better, and this is an industry that's been around 100+ years. Okay, things don't change overnight. But I don't think enough credit gets given to our industry for how progressive they are, okay? Because, for instance, last night we were trying to change flights, right? I'm on Delta.com. Do you know what does not exist on Delta.com? A click-to-call button. Huh. Yet, what would you do if you were on a dealership's website and didn't see a click-to-call button? You'd lose your mind.
Yeah, right?
You'd throw a digital history, right?
Right, bounce and go.
But here we are. The automotive industry has to do this, has to do that. But now all other industries are starting to go, well, we don't, or maybe we do. So we are far more progressive, especially in digital marketing, than any other mid-size.
I totally agree. When we talk about it, it feels like, automotive's behind.
No,
it's not.
In what?
Right?
Right?
So it's like when we looked at, so we started to expand a little bit out of automotive, just to try to get some other verticals, and I'm going to tell the story for a purpose to sort of confirm what we're talking about here. So we started talking to dentists. Love dentists. All right, not going to talk bad about all dentists, but so we contacted this one dental consultant gave us a lead. Okay. This dentist had literally a homepage that had maybe 6,000 words on it. Okay. And it was like Flash, like it was like still Flash and different things. It was like from 1997, it was like this old website. So we contact her from this consultant. She goes, no, my website's perfect. There was nothing to click, nothing to do, just one homepage, no way to schedule an appointment. And like you're saying, like automotive's behind, and this like dentists think this one single homepage with 6,000 words is awesome.
Awesome.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, what do we really get, right? And the experience is, look, we're trying to change the in-store experience, okay? Everyone's trying to make it better. It's a real thing. It's not gonna happen overnight, and we're still ahead of the consumer, right? Digital retail, Jesus, my God, it's everywhere around here, and they put it on their fucking signs. So here it is, digital retail, oh, it's this big deal, 3%, 4% of consumers are gonna do it. Are you in the business of worrying about the 4% as you go through your daily life?
I certainly am not.
No. If you ran Reunion worrying about what 4% of dealers wanted to do, would you still be Reunion?
There would be no Reunion.
Exactly. So all I want people to understand is that while we're hearing buzz, we're seeing buzz, the reality, the hard reality, is that we still are ahead of what the consumer's behavior actually is.
Absolutely.
So that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
So let me do this. I like to wrap up the shows with just people's kind of wisdom, right? And you're more of a guy that I love your perspective, man. I love your energy. I really think you're gonna do kick-ass things. And by the way, if you're not following Dane, everywhere you can follow him, check him out. I see him on LinkedIn because I'm old and that's where I roll. But he's young and probably in other places and loves cool shit. But Dane, what would you say anyone in the car business today, just what do they need to hear about marketing, man? You guys are a big marketing company. You're getting there. You're making it happen. What is it people have to know about marketing? Just one thing to make them better.
There are tried and true strategies that have longevity and will work in perpetuity. Like SEO, like solid SEO, a good foundation. Good SEM, being very granular, because searches are always going to be in a great variety. No one's going to search for the same thing in the same way. So there are some tried and true strategies that will work, and then there are the shiny buttons. There are the little golden apples that everyone's drawn to, and sometimes will that golden apple become real, like AI? Yeah, we'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
But you have to be pragmatic in your approach. Start with the tried and true first. And when you get good at that, then you can start pursuing these more aspirational things.
Sure.
So stick with the foundation, build your foundation, and then once you get that going well, when you have highly qualified traffic, when you have great conversion rates, then you can start exploring other things.
Tried and true strategies, guys. That's what we're talking about. Make sure you have a foundation to grow from. Without it, you're just kind of out there. You have nothing to compare it against. And just make sure before you get into anything, you know why you're making a change, why you're looking for vendors. It's all very, very important. So as always, guys, you can find me 262-278-0157, the call or text line. Email Sean at CarBiz Done Better, all over LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. Check out Dane everywhere he is. Dane, dude, thanks a lot for being on the show.
Thanks, Sean.
You're the man. And guys, upcoming shows, if he's gonna be out there in Vegas, check him out. His show is awesome. His energy is incredible. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Sean.
Everyone, have a great day.